What is up, guys? Stacy Gaming here. Welcome back to another tier list. Been a while since, well, not been a while. It's been a week since the last one. Last time we did, what was it we did again? We did Ration and Clank. This time we're gonna be following up on my Tekken tier list that I did a while back. I'm actually thinking about updating that now that Tekken 8's out. But I'm gonna hold off on that for a little bit longer. Maybe give Tekken like 2 seasons of content. That should be pretty good. But for now, we're going to be hopping on over across the pond to Capcom to talk about Street Fighter. Now, Street Fighter was a franchise, was a fighting game series that I was introduced to very young. My first ever Street Fighter game was Super Turbo for the Super Nintendo. First game I ever got to play. Wasn't very good at it. Was not good. I was not good at it at all. But I just thought the game was pretty fun to play. But we're here to look at every single Street Fighter game that I've played and rank them from worst to best. So, we're going to start from, just like our Ratchet and Clank game, our Ratchet and Clank tier list, we're going to start from the bottom, work our way up. So, starting with D tier. These are Street Fighter games that I don't play as much. These are games I don't play as much, okay? So, this one's gonna be a little hard to do, I'm not gonna lie. This one's gonna be a little hard to do, but bear with me on this one, okay? I'm actually gonna get rid of D tier. I'm actually gonna get rid of that. I'm actually gonna get rid of D tier. C tier is perfectly fine. So, we got the original Street Fighter, the entirety of Street Fighter 5. Oh, this doesn't even have Street Fighter 5. This doesn't even have Champion Edition. The Champion Edition, Hyper Fight, and Vanilla Street Fighter 2. And I think that's it. Oh, no, yeah, that's it. Alright. Starting with the original Street Fighter. This game is jank. This game is jank. This is one of the most jankiest games I've played. In order for you to do your Dragon Punch, your Hadouken, or your Hurricane Kick, you gotta do the motion. You gotta hold down the attack button, do the motion, and then release the attack button as soon as you finish the motion, and you'll get your attack. The best thing you can do is just do the fireball motion. Just launch out the Hadoukens, because they're probably the strongest moves in your arsenal. The CPU is supremely cheap. They kill you in less than like 3 hits, and you do the same thing. That's about it. That's pretty much it. That's all I can say about Street Fighter 1. As for Street Fighter 5, the game just felt underwhelming to me, in my opinion. It just felt underwhelming. Like, I was hyped for it when it came out, but after playing it, I just lost interest. It didn't even matter that Champion Edition came out. There's so many characters. This is my least played Street Fighter game. I just have no interest in Street Fighter 5. It's as unfortunate as it is. It's not a terrible game, but it's just not a game that completely piques my interest. Up next, we have Champion Edition. Up next, we have Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. Actually, I'm gonna talk about it now. Champion Edition for Street Fighter 2 is exactly as it sounds like. It's vanilla Street Fighter 2, but now you can play as all the boss characters. Again, Street Fighter 2, this game is still bare bones, no supers and whatnot. The game's still pretty bare bones, no supers and whatnot. And the CPU is even more cheap than it was on vanilla. And speaking of vanilla, here we are with vanilla Street Fighter 2. There's really no reason to go back to vanilla Street Fighter 2 when you have better version of this game. Not gonna lie. I mean, this game kicked off one of the greatest fighting games, one of the greatest sequels of all time. Obviously, in Street Fighter 2. There's been so many different versions of Street Fighter 2, mind you, because it's just that good. But vanilla's not like, when I think about playing Street Fighter 2, I don't immediately think about vanilla. Alright, up next is B tier. These are Street Fighter games that aren't fundamentally wrong, but these are just Street Fighter games that I just wouldn't go back to. I mean, I'd play them if I was bored, that's about it. So we have Vanilla Street Fighter 4, New Generation, and Street Fighter EX3. This one's kind of hard. Give me a second. This one's kind of hard. Second Impact? Yeah, put second Impact there too. I might get paid for that one. And then I guess the rest of Street Fighter 4. Yeah. No, this one doesn't even have Street Fighter 6. It's interesting. Okay, that seems fair. All right, so B tier's kind of bloated, but bear with me. I'm actually gonna slot these together. All right, so starting with Street Fighter 4. Everything I say about Vanilla Street Fighter 4 applies to every other version of Street Fighter 4, mind you. So, Street Fighter 4, Vanilla Street Fighter 4, I played a ton of when I first got my PS3. Way back in the day. I played this game a ton. I played Vanilla Street Fighter a ton. I played this a ton. So much so. I could beat the game on the hardest difficulty with any character in the game. Yeah, pretty much. I would literally just do that all the time. Same thing for here's the thing though. I can't say the same thing for Super Arcade, or even Ultra. I didn't have much of an interest in Street Fighter 4 at the time of these releases. I didn't even know also Street Fighter 4 is even out, which is just the definitive version of Street Fighter 4. It takes everything from here, and here, and puts it into one game. And it also has all the DLC. But Street Fighter 4 as a whole, after I played the hell out of Vanilla Street Fighter 4, I just kind of lost interest in Street Fighter 4. The game's not bad. It's not terrible. It's not bad at all. It's just a game that I don't think about. I don't think about this game all that often. Not really. It has the Street Fighter 5 problem. I just lost interest halfway through. I kind of lost interest. I'm not gonna lie. Next up, we have Street Fighter 3 New Generation. I got to play this game for the first time on the 30th anniversary. And it's fine. But when I think about Street Fighter 3, this is not what I think of. Like, I don't think of Street Fighter 3 New Generation. That's not what I think of. I don't think about Vanilla Street Fighter 3. That's not what I think of. I don't think about this one. Same thing goes for Second Impact. When I think Street Fighter 3, this is not what I think of. Second Impact isn't terrible, mind you. It's not. I don't have it in B tier because it's a terrible game. It's a game that's fundamentally good. It doesn't have anything wrong with it, but it's not a game I immediately think about when I think about Street Fighter 3. I don't think about this. You feel me? Now, I have Street Fighter EX3 here only because I recently remembered a couple years ago that I actually played this game. For the longest time, every time I saw videos of Street Fighter EX3, I've never played this game in my life. But I watched a Maximilian Dude video a couple years back, and there was in the ending credit sequence of EX3 brought back memories just like that. It was like I was watching a memory unlock in real time. I played a good bit of EX3 back when I was a child. I don't remember how young, but I know I played it. Because everything in that credit sequence just started feeling it was just like familiar. It was like familiar beats were just playing in my head. I don't have nothing bad to say about EX3. I just put it here because I just recently remembered that I had it. I just really recently remembered that I played it. I played it a couple of it. I put it here because only a couple years ago I remembered that I played this. Up next is A tier. These are for games that I can see myself playing a little bit more. Okay. All right. I might get some hate for this one. But we have Super Street Fighter 2, Puzzle Fighter, Street Fighter Alpha, and Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. Yeah, Grandmaster Collection. I don't think I played Grandmaster Collection. Yeah, I don't think I played that one. I don't think I played Street Fighter 2 Grandmaster. I think I played that one. Put that on there. Yeah, that seems about right. Alright, let's start with Super Street Fighter 2. The only version of Super Street Fighter 2 that I know of that I physically played is the Genesis version for the Wii, for the WiiWare. It's the only version that I know. Safe to say, I put dozens of hours into that game. I've beaten that game with almost every character, maybe except for like all the charged characters and Zangief. That's about it. Other than that, I beat the game with Bison. Beat the game plenty of times since I got dozens of times with Ken, dozens of times with Ryu. Music at Street Fighter 2 is always going to be spectacular, no matter which version it is. Music is spectacular, but I'm not here to talk about music. The game itself is fairly good. Has a lot of slowdown because it's on the Genesis, but still a fairly good game. Puzzle Fighters. I recently played this. You can also play this on Street Fighter 6. You can also play this on Street Fighter 6, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Puzzle Fighter. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just a puzzle game, and nothing to say. It's a puzzle game. It reminds me so much of Puzzle Combat from Deception. It reminds me so much of Puzzle Combat from Mortal Kombat Deception. That's probably why I like it. That's probably why I like it so much. If this was Super Gym Fighters, I'd probably put it higher, but it's not. Alright. Up next, we have Street Fighter Alpha. This game holds a special place in my heart, because I played this game a ton when I was younger. This game came after I played Super Turbo, by the way. Wait, Super Turbo isn't on here. I guess this is Super Turbo, I guess. This is not Super Turbo, I think. Oh man, Super Turbo's not here. We need Super Turbo. Okay, you know what? I'll use this as Super Turbo. I'll take top 8 here. 8 tiers down. I'll put this in place of Super Turbo. Grandmaster Collection. This isn't. Alright, so 8 tier is pretty sure. I do apologize about that confusion. I didn't have Super Turbo, and this is the only version of Super Turbo that I have, unfortunately. Okay. So up next we have S tier. These are Street Fighter games that I played quite a lot. Not gonna lie. So there's really only 2 games here, to be honest. We have Vanilla Alpha 2 and Super Turbo. Vanilla Alpha 2? I mean, what more do I need to say? Like this is my childhood right here. Same thing with like Alpha 1. I should put Alpha 1 up here, but I'm actually gonna put it at the top of it, to be honest here. I mean, Alpha 1 and Alpha 2, Vanilla Alpha 2, that's my childhood right there. They literally, these are like the two other, this is Street Fighter 2, this is Street Fighter number 2, and Street Fighter number 3 that I had under my belt. And me and my older brother, we used to play these games to death. We used to just, like, on the weekends, I used to go in his room when I wasn't playing on my GameCube, or I wasn't in my mom's room playing on her playing Mario All-Stars or her Super Nintendo. I'd go on my brother's room. He'd have his PlayStation. I'd hop on, and we literally just play Alpha 1, Alpha 2, and Alpha 3. That's literally it. Alpha 2, Vanilla Alpha 2 holds a special place in my heart. But it's not S tier. It's not S plus tier. You'll see why. And for Super Turbo, this is Super Turbo and Super Turbo and Super Turbo HD. Okay, this is just Super Turbo. Okay, this is Super Turbo and Super Turbo HD rolled into one. The game's phenomenal. I'd say it's the definitive version of Street Fighter 2. If you don't count Ultra Street Fighter 2 is down there, which I still have not played. Super Turbo HD Remix or Super Turbo it gives you super moves. It gives you your supers like the Shinku Hadouken, the Shorty Reppa, the Tiger Genocide, or even Akuma's Raging Demon. Yeah, Akuma made his appearance in this game, obviously, so makes sense, right? Alright, so last up we have S Plus here. These are for Street Fighter games that I find to be the pinnacle of Street Fighter. My personal bias is going to show when I do this, but I don't care. So, we have Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Street Fighter Alpha 3, and Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold. Okay, here we go. Let's get started, okay? Third Strike is probably one of the best Street Fighter games that exists on this earth. Third Strike, it feels good, it looks good, it sounds good. I don't know what more I need to say. This game is phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. I don't know what to tell you. This game is just phenomenal. Like I can play this game any day in the week and not get bored. I've done that. When that online edition came out to PS3, I was all over that. I was all over that playing the demo. Then my cousin Jay brought his let me use his account to get the full game, and we would just play that all day. Literally from sun up to sundown. Well, not sun up to sundown, but I put a good amount of hours into Third Strike. Like, I love this game. I love this game. When I think about playing Street Fighter 3, this is what I think of. I don't think of New Generation. I don't think of Second Impact. This is what I think. This to me is Street Fighter 3. Third Strike is Street Fighter 3 to me. Not New Generation, not Second Impact, Third Strike. Okay, up next is Alpha 3. The same thing I said about Third Strike is the same thing I think about Alpha 3. Funny enough, there is a debate between which Street Fighter game is the better one. Third Strike or Alpha 3, because both are phenomenal games. Alpha 3, oh my gosh, the nostalgia for this game is immense. Basically, the entirety of the Alpha series. I've played the entirety of the Alpha series. Every single one of these Alpha games I've played to literal exhaustion, okay? But Alpha 3 is the one that I played the most. Shin Akuma, Evil Ryu, and the fact that there's a PSP, there is a Game Boy and a Game Boy Advance and a PSP version of this game. And I played all three of those versions. I think the definitive Street Fighter Alpha 3 is Alpha 3 Max for the PSP. In my opinion, I think that's the definitive way to play Alpha 3. But if you want to play Alpha 3, you can play the PS1 original. You could do that, or you could play the version on 30th anniversary. You could do that. But just go play Alpha 3. That game's awesome. And then finally, to round up the video, we have Alpha 2 Gold, the enhanced edition of Street Fighter Vanilla Alpha 2. Everything I said for Alpha 2 Vanilla applies here. The sound, the look, the sound, the feeling. Alpha 2, my God. Every time I hear that opening, every time I watch that opening, I hear the title screen music, I press start, I hear the announcer say Street Fighter Alpha 2. Every time I hear that, I am euphoric, so to speak. It's the same thing with Alpha 1. As soon as I hear the announcer go, Street Fighter Alpha, euphoria. Alpha 3, same thing. Street Fighter Alpha 3, euphoria. They're probably wondering, why don't I have Alphas 1 and Vanilla Alpha 2 in S Plus tier? Or better yet, why don't I have Alpha 1 in the S tier? Well, I prefer Alpha 2 to Alpha 1. And Alpha 2 Gold is the full package of Alpha 2. That's about it. Alright. But yeah, that's how I feel about Alpha 2. Alpha 2 is great. I find Alpha 3 to be the best of the Alpha series. And when it comes to Street Fighter 3, Third Strike to me is Street Fighter 3. No new generation and Second Impact. I've said this multiple times. But I don't think about those two games when I think about Street Fighter 3. It's always Third Strike, and forever will be Third Strike. I think Third Strike is my favorite Street Fighter game out of all these. And if Street Fighter 6 were on this list, I'd put it in S tier, I'd put it right here in S tier. I find Super Turbo just based on the gameplay alone. Just based on the gameplay of 6 is phenomenal. So I'd put 6 right here behind. I'd put 6 right here behind Super Turbo and S tier. Plus the music, the look. Yeah. Whew! Alright. That's 2 tier lists in one night. Jeez, my voice needs a break. But I probably got one more tier list in me, so thank you guys for watching this tier list. I apologize if I rambled on too long. I'm just trying to get back into the swing of these videos. For you guys, this video is literally 2 weeks away. But for me, I literally just finished that Ratchet & Clank recording not even an hour ago. But thank you guys for watching. Love you guys so much. See you guys in the next video. Peace.